Soundscape. I'll leave it. No, not yet.
Okay, alright.
I'll leave it empty for some time.
Okay,
Then এটা progression. Substitute.
Then I sing one antara. And then you take the mukra from wherever you want.
How do you want?
Then you have to sing there. Sara mukra ta gao. Shudhu alag ta kyo? Sing the mukra.
Okay.
Another very different question. You were mentioning Baba, and that's why when it came to my mind, how does learning from a vocalist help, or maybe doesn't help, or what direction does it give, or how does it kind of contribute?
So, very honestly, a lot of what I'm able to create, whatever little bit I'm able to create, is because of my training from your father, Pandit Ajay Chakraborty. And I think my musical values, to start with, the way I learned to look at music, started there. For me, I think, I don't want to generalize, but at least for me, I think it is of paramount importance that every melody player in Indian classical music has to learn singing, and in fact every percussionist also.
You are a brilliant singer anyway. So we're not getting there, because I remember when he came to Baba, there was kind of a confusion whether he will sing at the end of it or he'll play the sitar. So of course, he's a brilliant singer. So learning singing is a
blushing a little bit. So.
He does both at such a high level.
We'll do the
no
color
doubt.
correction. Don't worry.
Exactly. So I'm no brilliant singer or anything. I've always for the longest time wanted to sing. And
so when you play, do you translate your singing into playing, or other way around?
No, it's always singing translated into playing. None of the instruments have anything which can replace the voice. But having said that, I am also very, very grateful for my instrumental talim, because every instrument has its phrasing, has its every instrument has its genius, so to speak.
Exactly.
So you need to be able to make that genius sparkle.
But in your singing, there's a great deal of sitar in it.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you realize it, but when I listen to your music, and maybe also because the training has been from Baba, so I kind of see that direction of
Thought process.
creativity, but also see a lot of sitar in it.
Yeah, so what happens is, it's a very interesting process also. The sitar is so integral part of your body. So when you are emoting, even with your vocal cords, your fingers are moving across the fretboard. If you would have seen Al Jarreau, one of the top singers, you will see when he's doing his solo, he's often moving his fingers, or even what's his name, the Don't Worry Be Happy guy, Bobby McFerrin.
Yeah.
When they do their solos, you will see their fingers moving on a saxophone or a trumpet. So it depends on what your training is. I express, I think like, when we think, we often think in our mother tongue.
Yeah.
Or, if you've learnt English and that's your medium, then you often think in English and then translate into your mother tongue. That also happens. So my mother tongue is the sitar. It's always, I think
That's
that was
very nice.
decided for me before I went to learn singing or. Sorry, one more. 2, 3, 4, 1.
আরেকটু আগে যদি তুমি ফিরে আসতে পারো তাহলে ওই রেটার জন্য একটা জায়গা থাকবে। এই দেখো সাজনওয়া So that's the space of the song. So we keep it there.
Okay,
এটা আমার অলরেডি আগেরটার থেকে বেশি পছন্দ অলরেডি।
তুমি তো বাঙালি, তোমার মনে একটু ব্যথা না লাগলে তোমার কি করে পছন্দ হবে? একটু মনে ব্যথা থাকবে,
গান মানে অঙ্ক খাতা নিয়ে শোনে না।
আরে অঙ্ক খাতা কেন, তো মস্তিও তো থাকবে, লাইফ একটু মস্তি থাকবে, এনার্জি থাকবে। এটা তো কোথায় মস্তি আছে? সাবন বিতা যাচ্ছে তোমার মস্তি হচ্ছে।
So Shikhar, I wanted to ask you, do you miss the sustain of a tabla vaya in a djembe?
Well, actually, the thing is because I'm so surrounded and always have been surrounded by tabla in life, and obviously, what my father has done is he has done an almost literal translation of all of my grandfather's knowledge on this African instrument of djembe. So, in a way, it's like we're always with it, and yet at the same time, we're quite far away because our instrument is totally different and the sound is totally different. And the expression is hence different, but the knowledge and the fountainhead is the same. But as far as missing is concerned, that I've not actually as such ever missed it because like I said, I'm always surrounded by tabla. I'm always listening to my uncle's recordings and my grandfather's recordings, and even so many other even on stage performing with so many great tabla players. So tabla is always constantly there, and even when I'm actually learning djembe and playing on djembe, in my mind I'm actually hearing the tabla bowls. In my mind I'm actually hearing the tabla bowls, and I'm figuring out what's the best way to express them out on this instrument with the limitations it has and the advantages it has. So I don't miss it as such because it's always there and it always will be there. And I guess the reason for choosing a different instrument for djembe is just to have it's just a small step in having, like what we were mentioning, identity of one's own. If you like a literal a more sort of brash, or not brash, but a sort of like way of saying it would be what my father always says, that the A to Z of tabla existed in our family and exists. A for Allah Rakha Khan Sahab and Z for Zakir Hussain. So where am I supposed to fit in? So might as well try doing all of that, how much ever I can, on a different instrument. Because tabla has already reached its zenith because of the efforts taken.
Because of the Z.
Yeah. So all I can try and do is try and reach somewhere just through another instrument.
Well, your name, you've already got Shikhar in your
That's
name.
the
You've got a
zenith
target.
anyway.
You already got a target.
আরেকটু মানে ওই যে রে শেষ হয়ে যাওয়া আর সাবন মাঝখানে গ্যাপ থাকলে সাসপেন্স। Now kill it. Kill the song.
Chalo, let's take